I shall be your God, and you shall be my people. We often hear this through the Old Testament, through Isaiah, and through Jeremiah, where God is telling us that he wants to be our God, and we are his people, that we are special, that he has chosen us as above all other creatures to be our Father. Yes, he shall be our God, and we shall be his people. However, throughout history, we have seen that he has always been there with his covenants, with his agreements to us, to say that he will be faithful to us. But have we been faithful to him? Or we can see time and time again throughout the Old Testament that the people were called, they followed God for a while, and then they went and gave into their own gods, false gods of selfishness, of pride, of desires. And what happened was they abandoned God. But God never abandoned his people. God never abandons us. He keeps coming back and he keeps trying to save us. He tries to save us from ourselves. We know this from history. We saw it in the time of Jonah, when the people in Nineveh were so evil and so depraved that God was willing to give up on them. But he sent Jonah to the king, and they turned around and they changed their lives, and God spared them. We saw the same thing in time of Noah. The people were evil. They were giving into false gods. They were giving into all kinds of idolatry. They had failed the God of Abraham, the God that loved them. And God, yes, in his justice, he wiped out the unjust and those who didn't care about him. But he saved the few. And those few were the ones that kept the covenant alive. And Jesus comes as the ultimate fulfillment of that covenant of love between the Father and us. Yes, God is our Father. He is our God, and we are his children. Question is, what kind of children are we? And each of us has to ask ourselves that same question. What kind of child am I to my Father? Am I faithful? Am I loving? Do I return to him all the goodness and the love that he's given to me? Or have I failed? Now, none of us is perfect, so all of us can say that we failed. But God forgives, and God erases our mistakes. He takes that big, giant gift of mercy that is his and says, I forgive you. And to prove it, I've sent Jesus to you to forgive you in the most ultimate of all acts of love, the crucifixion. What more could I give you? Yes, I am your God and you are my people. And I keep seeking you. And I keep asking you to follow me. It's all I've asked of you. I don't ask much. All that I ask of you is that you love me back. That's all God asks of us. He asks us to be his loving children and be grateful for all the love that he gives to us. Yes, I am your God and you are my people. So are you going to be faithful to me? It's up to you to follow the other part of the covenant. Covenants are agreements made between two people. It's 50-50. Each must give 100% of that 50-50. God gives us his all, his infinite love. What do we give back? So ask yourself, as a child of God, how am I fulfilling the covenant that God made with me and I made with him? Remember, God is our Father, a loving Father, a God who cares for us beyond all creation. He made us, he called us out of nothing, and he brought us into being. Yes, he is our Father, he is our God, and we are his people.